the manhandler, and his good friend. I'm not going to say that. It's rude. It's rude.
It's also rude insinuating that me and Jeff are friends.
And his good friend, DM Brandon.
So we got AFK coming up against Team Solo Mid in a battle that I think everyone was very excited to see.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that Fnatic might be able to make it through, but TSM looked very strong yesterday, especially towards the second half of Game 2, where things really started to click for TSM, and they look like the Season 1 TSM that we knew them to be.
I think the biggest issue, honestly, though, is that did TSM give everything away? Do you reckon that would have been happening yesterday, Jeff? Is that TSM gave away a lot of what their strategies were going to be against Fnatic?
I don't think so. I think TSM was adapting to Fnatic, not necessarily showing what they had.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean, between those two teams as well, going into this AFK and TSM, TSM do have the winning record on paper. 10 wins to TSM, 7 to AFK. So it brings up the possibility that if AFK 3-0 this, they're going to be tied.
Which would be pretty cool. I'm really looking at Divios here. Obviously has been known for a long time as one of the best players in North America, was considered the best player in the world until Little Cyclone Spin came out of nowhere and took that title away.
Talking about those two, Cyclone first in kills, first in deaths. Sorry, first in deaths is in lowest deaths.
Right.
First in assists, highest GPM in the solo lane across NA and EU. Divios? Wait, let me finish. Divios.
Okay.
Kills, 10th. Deaths, 8th. Assists? 6th.
Oh my god.
GPM, 4th.
Right,
Big
but
change.
We need to remember that the meta has recently changed, and the shift favors Divios more than it favors Cyclone Spin.
Well, we're into picks and bans now, so let's find out exactly if this shift is going to favor them. Geb, banned out by AFK, out Kwong in response by TSM.
I think this is going to be Ymir as well. AFK knows that Ionic is probably the player to hit here. If they take a lot of his comfort picks away, Ionic might have to maybe change his strategy up a little bit, but he does still have that Sobek. I know Jeff has a lot of practicing.
You know why that Fenrir pack ban is there? Is because that leaves Ratatoska on the table. Ratatoska has issues against Fenrir, and AFK talk about that quite a lot.
That means Ymir and Bologna will both be open if Team Solo Mid leaves open Ratatosker. Or rather, bans Ratatosker.
I love the Geb and the Fen bans, honestly. It seems like AFK has, been watching TSM play. Geb's a great character.
And there is the Ratatoska ban. Kind of feeding into it. Almost like AFK knew that we'll see the Ratatoska ban if they ban the Fenrir away.
So Bologna and Ymir are probably the two big pickups for this LAN that are still available. Isis, of course, available as well. We know that Kiki loves it, but it's going to be Athena.
Athena, not the best record so far this tournament. I mean, you played it early day one, and then as well we saw
How did
the
that
boys...
go, Jeff?
We didn't win.
Yeah. You know what?
But are you here?
We'll probably poke at it, but you guys played amazing under the circumstances.
really
for real. Everyone in the chat, raise some kappas for Jeff.
Big shout out as well to Mackie for stepping in the last minute. He performed well both times. Hey, when he played solo lane, he didn't give away the lane to Zaylee for free. Sorry, not to Zaylee, to Maniac for free.
Right.
So it's to Zaylee, to Zaylee for free. And then on top of that, he switched to the Hunter role today. Fantastic play as well.
Bologna going to be locked in here. I imagine we're going to see a Ymir as well. No, Sylvanas. This character has not seen as much light as we thought he would. I think at one point getting picked like 9th or 8th.
Yeah, really low down the list.
I love the Sylvanas pick. Obviously, Sylvanas is just one of the best supports.
I mean, on top of that, Ionic did quote him. There's a quote from Ionic saying that if Sylvanas is available, give me Sylvanas every single game. And he continues doing that strategy time and time again. We saw when we saw TSM face off against Fnatic, there was a lot of bans against Paradigm. Sorry, against Geb, that there was a big focus on, trying to take away Ionic's Geb. I mean, we know he's got a very good Geb.
You see that little pray hands, by the way, that Incon just did? He looks very nervous. Opwash. Now, this is going to be for Kiki. Now, for me, this could be dangerous because Opwash is a boy.
That's a good point, Brandon. Great point. Great analysis there.
You know what? Everyone thinks it's a joke. He only plays girls.
He's played Poseidon.
Right, and he loses generally with Poseidon.
But he likes little girls.
Wait, no, what?
In the law?
Whoa.
Check out the law on Poseidon. That's exactly what I mean. Anyway,
hey, Medusa got picked.
AFK. Medusa gets picked through, and the major look combo happens.
That's right. We have the Athena Medusa lane here. Jeff, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you not want to face that?
It's like a 9. It's pretty up there.
Is there anything worse?
Ymir Cupid, maybe?
Really?
Level 5 is just as bad.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's but really what it is if you have Athena Medusa, their wave clear is insane, and they're one of the comps that are very strong in lane. They have a good level 5 because you just guarantee the Medusa ult, and then Athena can just do whatever she wants.
Love the Odin ban coming out from TSM after taking the Thor pickup for Dagaz, as naturally expected. But Odin could have been put in the jungle there, Athena. But so potentially this Athena pick here, Weekend just before this tournament DM as well, he released a tier list for the jungle, and he's put Athena in the SS tier for the jungle. Do you reckon we could see him go there?
I mean, it's possible. Weekend's obviously Weekend loves playing that support type jungle. He's the best player at it in the world. You know, not saying that he's the best jungler. I would still probably give that to Andy. Maybe even, Reppy, despite the fact that Cubo Fred had quite the day today.
That's true.
But Weekend's ability to play for what his team requires is incredible. And Athena brings a lot of that to the table. Great rotations with Defender of Olympus, obviously. But speaking of rotations here, Apollo for Snoopy. This is really smart. Jeff, you scrim against these guys all the time. Tell us a little bit about Snoopy's rotations.
Well, Snoopy's great on Apollo, and Snoopy is very good at finding points where you can't call the Apollo ult. Wait, maybe he's missing and then ults, right? He doesn't just ult out a lane.
Which is really smart.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it very hard to keep track of him.
It's quite surprising as well that we actually see AFK there banning away the Rama. After seeing it against Fnatic yesterday, Snoopy went off big yesterday. Not a surprise that they chose that over the Apollo.
Dude, his Rama yesterday.
Oh.
I was sitting with AFK and they're just like, Cyclone in his weird little monotone voice was like, oh, here comes the aimbot. And just like all 3 shots would hit. It's like, yep, look at that. Oh, God, I hope he doesn't do that. It's just a lot of that stuff. And
Oh, the Thanatos pick is coming through from AFK here.
Okay.
Not seen him in the jungle today so far. So this tournament so far in a long time. And a Kali pickup as well. Solo?
I don't know where they're going. This is AFK. It's going to be Thanatos support, and we're going to have Athena in mid lane, and Opwash going to be the jungler.
So we're going to see, yeah, will it be, maybe it's Thanatos mid? Zero's running yesterday. Kiki on Thanatos?
Actually,
Kiki would take Kali.
Kiki to Kali mid. It's female.
Right, that's
the reason.
Thanks, Cindy.
I'm on you, buddy. I've got your back. I could go Athena.
Yeah, no,
she's also a woman.
We have seen him do
yes,
that.
we have.
We have seen him do it. Well, Agony's been locked in finally for TSM there. There's your lineups for the 2 teams. What do you expect Cyclone to be playing here, Jeff?
I'm going to expect the Kali.
Kali.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
On Baby. Although, like we've seen some laning as Thanatos is now. Okay. Zero's yesterday.
Yeah.
Potentially see that.
Maybe
it's a Bologna?
I'm going to go with the Kali.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, I don't have the stat directly in front of me, but up until this point, it felt like Ymir was very close to 100% pick ban. Ymir completely makes it through this phase.
I actually think this is a lot of people have been saying that the cast has been talking about how Ymir is all EU. Well, I think it is really, like predominantly is for the most part, and then NA will transfer into picking and banning Ymir when they're up against the Europeans.
Well, similar to how I said before when you asked me about TSM giving away their strats, I think TSM was adapting to
Very good
how
point.
EU was playing. You know what I mean?
Epsilon's adapting.
Don't do that.
He didn't even get the
don't
joke.
Do that.
He,
and I don't watch EU games. What are you talking
dude,
about?
it's true. MLC Stealth asked me who one of the mid laners
I know.
was.
I know. I
That's
know
at
the
the
NA
LAN.
guys. I know
That's
the
at
NA
the
guys.
LAN.
Who's that guy? Oh, okay.
I'm like, Lobster's been playing since 2012. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, right. Yeah, he died in ISIS. Yeah.
So obviously Weekend's going to be on Thanatos here. Looks like Incon's going to have Athena. Cyclone Spin, he's doing my build. Oh, I'm so excited. So he has full Ninja Tabby. It's all 1,500 gold has been used. He's going to start at the blue buff. He's going to take it. He's going to go to lane. He's going to push 1 wave, and then he's going to back and get pots. It's so lame.
Okay, why is he going attack speed boots?
Because it's 1,500 gold, exactly.
So that's just the only reason?
Only reason you can build it. If Warrior Tabby was 15, you would do that instead.
Okay.
But this actually winds up allowing him to control the lane. Now, Divios, of course, is Bologna, one of the best matchups against Kali, of course, because he can stop the pressure with the disarm. The issue is that the block stacks that usually are a huge benefit is completely irrelevant against Kali because our attack chain is...
so fast.
What's the word? It's an expletive. Pretend I said it.
He said it.
Starts with a B.
We all heard it. And on top of that as well, we can see both the support starting with Watcher's Gift. It's going to be a normal sort of support lineup. I think with the EU guys, we saw a lot of Warriors coming out once again. But NA, we're going to go true, tried, tested, traditional, and now we've got
Guardians Watchers.
Guardians Watchers.
Hey.
Let's go until our boots after, yeah?
Yep.
All right, so you'll notice Cyclone Spin's positioning on the bottom was very far down. Just in case they recognized that he didn't have a way to sustain through it, they would have invaded. But he stays away from the ward they placed down, probably because they did their homework. And he'll be able to go to the lane here, get a good push. And since they're doing double buff on top, Cyclone Spin will clear this wave for free back and get somewhere between 3 and 4 potions.
I like the call from AFK Gaming here as well. They did back Harpies on the left-hand side as well, just to make sure that if we did see TSM do those mid Harpies at the beginning of the game, they should be relatively close in experience.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we don't have access to is the fact we don't know who Kali's target is. We can only assume, obviously, that it's one of the 5, depending on how much damage she does to one of the laners. You actually see her backing off.
Here we go.
Back here.
I'm going to call it now because generally when you see Kali, it's always going to default to the Guardians. Let's go. It's on Sylvanas. Let's just guess that. It's always the case, right?
Oh, God. And they're across the map. They're the hardest to kill.
And you're just like, well, not going to get the reset anytime soon.
But you see Kali leaving the base now. She has picked up, it looks like 4 potions total at 2 and 2. This is it's just such a crazy strategy because it's so all in the beginning. But it's going to pay off. He has a lot of damage control in lane.
Pull from Ionic there. Not going to be much follow-up, though, but already Ionic firing those pulls early on. It's always nice when you get that first one.
It's great when you hit the early pulls, especially if you're hitting pulls without the roots. It's just like, I'm going to do this
it's a mind game.
Every time. Exactly. You're always asserting.
Because now you're like, oh my God, what if he keeps doing this? Like, how am I going to deal with this? And there's no character in the game that gets in your head like Ratatoskr. But after that, it's Sylvanas.
Now, Alpwash yesterday, we saw him get picked up a couple of times by North America. EU didn't really touch it at all.
That's right.
We weren't comfortable with it quite clearly. But what we seem to see is that they didn't seem to have the enough peel to keep Alpwash alive most of the time. Jeff, I mean, does this composition this time around seem a lot better for you for that?
It seems a little similar, but there's a lot of other high priority targets that aren't just Alpwash, right? You want it, you don't want Kali to run free, you don't want Thanatos to run free. Same with Medusa, and it's hard to fight in the Medusa ult or the threat of Medusa ult as well.
So level 5 is going to be really dangerous here in the duo lane. Once Alad and Incon get to that point, it can be an instantaneous kill, especially on a character like Sylvanas. Nice juking, by the way, from Incon.
Yeah, it was nice. I still love the shot taken by Ionic.
Showing that he's willing to expend the cooldown.
Yep.
That
just
really
keeps the threat on Incon the whole time of like, I've always got to watch my position. It also lets the enemy hunter know as well, like, hey, he's really looking for these pulls the whole time. Got to be careful on my toes.
So right here in the solo lane, both players are very close to level 5. Weekend going super deep here, looking for it. Cyclone Spin is likely to hit it first, but the activation of Scent of Death is going to put him in a weird spot. Nice disarm. Stunned out of the shield dash. That should be first blood here. Weekend misses the death sight, but they're going to find it, and it is
a target. The bonus chance of that. Remember, on the left-hand side, though, Snoopy does find the kill onto Incon. I'm guessing Ionic found the pull there that he was looking for earlier on.
But remember, Kali getting first blood is the most important thing in the game because there is a 25% gold bonus to anytime she kills the target. Having that be first blood means she gains even more.
Cha-ching. She's very happy on the way to the bank with that one, especially after the build start as well. I mean, what's the build now that we're probably going to see out of Cyclone here? Yeah?
We're likely to see Executioner into Titan's Bane. I know that Cyclone Spin doesn't exactly love the Titan's Bane build. It's possible we'll see some variant. I doubt that we're going to see Chin Size too early on. Something we saw Cubo Fred do twice today. It generally does a little bit less damage overall than the Executioner, but obviously Cyclone is Cyclone, and whatever he's going to do is going to wind up being pretty beneficial.
Now, with the change as well to how the first blood affects it and the rest of the kills afterwards, it's very lucky for AFK Gaming that they just got that kill just before Snoopy found that one over in that solo in the duo lane.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Defi's Gauntlets probably would have been finished by now, and it changes the lane completely, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
I mean, even so, Jeff, I mean, he's at 2850 right now. He's got like 100 gold left. If you see that amount of gold on a hunter, what are you trying to do to stop him from backing?
You just bother him. You're looking to taunt him. You're looking to reach him. Reach is a great way to stop hunters from backing.
Reach, of course, being Athena's passive where she chucks Transcendent Spears for.
It's trying to abuse it more than anything, isn't it? It's just push the wave, and if you can, hit him on the back if possible. Just keep him in lane as long as you can, just so your hunter can catch him. Especially when you're going Transcendence as well, because this is a build like Alad was mentioning this today. Transcendence on Medusa is still very, very strong.
Clumsy, can we actually take a look at Bologna here? I want to see what she's leveling. Yeah, dude, she's leveling the disarm. I thought it was doing a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I love leveling the disarm here because, as you saw earlier in the lane, every time Bologna would use her 2, Cyclone stuns it out. So you can never actually use that 2.
Really smart counterplay. Divios adapting very well to a matchup that he's not going to be super familiar with. We haven't seen a lot of Kali in the solo lane since ever.
A long, long time. I mean, take into account as well that the disarm, the more you max Scourge, the longer the disarm is, and you said it doesn't really factor in, but I think a 3-second disarm, that could take a while.
I mean, I was talking about if he was leveling the blood.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, Divios being a step ahead of absolutely everyone switches up not only that, but it looks like it possibly could be the build. I'm interested to see if he's going to go into the Ickfall or go into the Runeforged or Frostbound Hammer, which might be a little more beneficial.
We did speak about the duo lane and how that first blood should have helped, that second kill for Snoopy should have put him ahead a bit, but if you notice, Ally got back to base first and started working that Transcendence earlier, got a few bonus stacks ahead of this matchup, so he's got a bit of a power spike now until the Devour's Gauntlets get stacked.
That's true, but remember, he's not going to have any sustainability here. He has one more health potion, that's 250 health. Is that going to be enough? Obviously, Jeff, you're in the duo lane a lot. Tell us about the difference here.
It's definitely going to help Medusa. Medusa right now is on a big power spike. She just finished.
Oh, power spike indeed. There's a Petrify from Allied, though, into the ult. The Petrify hit both of them in the face. Thanatos dunks down from Weaken. And now the boy Ionic is in trouble, too.
Now, over in the right lane, switch over, because we see... no, actually,
we don't see nothing.
they abandoned. Gars, I thought he was going to go in for the kill. He's looking to try to control over in the left lane. Weaken going to get stunned out here, taking some damage. Eyes on Gars, completely off the mark. Oh, maybe he was looking at Agni there. Weaken silences it out.
That's it. He should be safe now. The Ham's got a few more seconds, 7 seconds to come back up. Good silence there to save the day.
Really, what I want to talk about is the very start of that. AFK played that perfectly. They got the Medusa ult. Incon waited to taunt until the Medusa ult was over, and then Weaken came in and cleaned it all up. That was beautiful.
How did he get the double Petrify off?
You can't look at him, man. My big issue is that I think there was a small misplay there by Allied because he stepped out of the range of Defender of Olympus.
Okay.
I guess position more than anything else. Because, to be fair, if you fire a Petrify off, you don't expect to hit both of them with a stun, right?
You know what?
So
You're right.
in fairness, he had to back away then, and Allied was at least giving... Sorry, Incon was at least giving him protection.
He was probably like, wait, what?
Wait, what? I hit both of them? Incon's like, are you lit? When did you ever do that?
But Team Solo Mid actually has an advantage. No, actually, it's going back and forth. The gold is dead even. Let's bring up the graphs. We haven't seen them yet. Yeah, 55 gold, 300 experience, dead even game. The issue is that AFK is getting that gold on key targets. Early game Thanatos and getting it on Kali.
And here's the big issue is they want to focus his outpush so he doesn't get to this late game build, but Thanatos already been a threat early on. On top of they've got to deal with Cyclone on this Kali later on as well. Outpush could be the big backbone for Kiki here.
I think the players can hear us. Divios has gone away from the Ickfall and into Frostbound. I said he was going to do that, and I think we might have helped him. You're a prophet. No, I mean, honestly, Divios being brilliant, he's going to either look for the Runeforge or the Frostbound Hammer here, both of which massively helpful. Massive health boosts or even defense gains. You could Frostbound Hammer reduce the attack speed of Kali. Ooh, he's getting very low right now.
I mean, he's going to slow her down, A, reduce the attack speed, B, then he's got Scourge for the disarm for 3 seconds, C. Cyclone's going to be a bit struggling here.
Yep. I am wondering who the target is now, because with the 2 deaths over in left lane, it's possible the RNG might have switched it back to Divios.
Well, he's one of the 3. Divios, Dagars, or he could be Boosh in the mid lane. They're the 3 tugs. And to be fair, they're all squishy enough to bring down.
That's true. I mean, Gars has got to be very careful about rotating over. He doesn't know who the target is. And if he turns on him and Gars doesn't have a perfect initiate, it could wind up healing him back up to full, giving her the 1v2 double kill, which has been very famous for Kali players.
Now, Incon at the moment as well, he's got into a full weakening curse very, very early on. Is this a sign of full aggression here?
This is actually something you see Incon specifically do a lot. He will rush weakening if weakening is, required that game, and he'll rush it before anything else.
He gets it before boots are done.
Yeah.
Well, talk about his boots as well. He went reinforced Greaves this game, which is a tankier option. Normally we see Talaria coming out here. Is that because he realizes he's going to be a big frontline for the team all game?
There's a lot of spot CC, right? It's not a ton of all in your face.
That's true.
But it is all. Everyone has a CC, right?
Yep.
So there are value in those boots right now.
Definitely, especially if you're going to be on the front line all the time, taunting into the targets, and you're going to have to peel quite a lot too, yeah.
So we're going to see, it looks like Fatalis be the second item here. Like I said, doesn't really love the Titan's Bane. This is super smart. He's going to be able to apply the stacks from the Executioner up really fast, making him a little bit more valuable in team fights. With that, Divios has to be very careful about when he's using that Scourge. Weaken takes to the sky immediately and will be able to deter this rather poignant gank. I really like the way that Gars just walked in there. Didn't waste the ultimate.
I agree.
Wants to save it. So he comes in, just throws some damage out. Weaken being quick on the trigger, though, out of there.
What I'd like to see from Dagars now, though, is because he knows Thanatos' ultimate is in cooldown, and we know Thanatos is very good against the Thor, is look for Dagars to go for a gank now that Thanatos can't follow it up. I mean, would you be looking like mid lane for that, potentially?
You're always looking around.
You're always looking everywhere, basically, yeah.
But I actually do love what Gars did there. When you can get something off and not use your ult, you are at such a big map advantage.
Especially when, like we said, Thanatos, everyone says Thanatos is a good counter to Thor because you can follow him through the air, hover until he lands, and then dunk him back down.
So again, obviously, we're spending a lot of time watching the solo lane. Divios trying to get back here. Remember, his cooldown on his teleport is over 2 minutes. He will have to walk back to lane. This is important because Cyclone will be able to clear this wave and likely pick up the level 2 Fatalis, giving him extra attack speed, of course, which is one of her probably the most important stat on the character.
For 10 minutes in, we're even in gold, pretty even in experience as well at this stage. I mean, we're starting to already start developing to the team fight meta now, where we start to see about this time where the mid-harpies are under threat
Kiki.
because of a fight.
Ionic is dead to rights here if they could follow up. You see Boosh very low as well. We can kind of getting baited
Ionic's
here.
dead.
Incon's coming in, petrified to the back, stone statue. Gars should have 3 here, only hits 2, but it'll be a double kill. Where is Kali? Cyclone Spin comes in a little bit late, looking for the stun.
Dead.
Oh, he missed the incense. This should be a 3 for 2 in favor of Team Solo Mid.
Good dash away from Incon as well, though, but a great cleanup from TSM. It almost felt like AFK were the ones that were in prime position for that, but the Gars just turned it around.
Gars is the target, by the way.
Gars turned it around, and they put a lot into killing Ionic. And, he didn't find the best ult, but they did shove a lot into killing him, and a lot of their cooldowns were down. They got poked out for it.
They did get poked out for it. Cyclone's rotation, though, there, DM, didn't really pay off for him at all. I mean, he let Kiki buy a second, but it wasn't enough.
Honestly, Kiki had a perfect ult here. The problem was that too many people on AFK stacked up against Gars. Gars maybe has had a little bit of trouble with his ultimates in the past couple months, but when you put that much in one place, nobody's going to miss it. Gars, of course, known as one of the best Thor players in the entire world. The light bulb went off, absolutely destroyed the team fight, instantly gaining 2 and turning what looked like a disaster into their favor.
Well, based off that as well, TSM do take down that middle tower as well. Just open up the map a little bit more. You can see Devios as we were tuning in there over in that solo lane, forcing Cyclone back to base, delaying the call back, and now he's going to get another wave of pressure into that tower that we're going to see Cyclone lose more experience and gold from.
That's right. Incon rotates over to try to hold some of the experience. As we take a look at the graphs, you see a sharp spike right down. TSM with a beautiful team fight spells a lead of about 1,300 gold and it's 700 experience, although the experience is...
And like DM said, Incon rotates over. That's a sign of a great support when they realize there's experience in the map that no one's going to get. You have to get for that experience.
Yeah, well, otherwise it just goes straight to waste, and it's better on you.
By the way, huge sentries coming out. You see the sentry placed right next to Gars in the jungle there. They just cleaned up the sentry placed by AFK, so that's going to be 50 gold added to Team Solo Mid and 135 gold wasted from AFK.
Book of Tough being worked on by the Boosh as well. Here's pretty much been a standard build we've seen coming out of these. Blake from Ionic, Incon though, looking for the Gars, forces the beats and the hammer away as the mid-hoppies do spawn.
I was watching some of the AFK scrims, and this is something that Incon tends to do. He blinked in there and went for the pull on the confound, but honestly, no one was there to follow it up. He's kind of gung-ho about, I see a taunt, I'm going to go for it.
I think that's what a lot of us supposed to do. I think I was talking to Raw yesterday during the conversation. He was like, sometimes you do that on a support, just see, I'm going to go and see if I can get beads, guys. And sometimes it works out.
Absolutely.
He got
popping beads, especially when you have Athena, it's pretty. You can do it consistently, and if you have the opportunity, you should probably take that trade every time.
Well, he did. I mean, he got a 90-second beats. It is level 3. Gars 203 right now is probably the target they're looking for the most. And remember, that is Kali's target.
Right, Hoppy's due to spawn soon, but look at this. TSM feeling themselves going to go for this Gold Fury start. Incon and Allied in the area. Allied, though, being zoned away by Gars for the time being, but Incon is here.
Allied's also here. Remember, Petrify forces and absolutely forces it. We can guarantee the kill here. No, not yet.
The heal from the Wisp saved him as Boosh secured the kill. And then with the return shot, the Gars dugs down. Great Petrify from Allied, though. Almost saved his teammate.
All right, so the target has changed to one of the remaining 3. Cyclone's going to be looking for that person specifically. Given the fact that he's walking away from Divios, it's unlikely that it's going to be him. Apollo in the sky, chasing down Allied. Allied one hit, unable to juke. Great use of audacity. Snoopy finds another kill.
Snoopy's having a great land so far. Every single time he's been in a great position.
Look at this. Incon's ultimate is still up. This is still a 2v3, and Snoopy's very low.
Cyclone has ultimate as well, so he's not scared of this engagement. There's the ultimate being channeled in by Incon now. Actually dropped the tree down there as well, which is not often you see that. It reduces protections. I'll be a bit risky about that one, but here we go.
For Snoops. He's got some damage on him. The move's going to be used. We're going to see the beads used as well. He still has his ultimate, trying to be a little cheeky here with the waiting. He's looking at Boosh. I think we found the target. Aegis is going to be perfect. Divio's going to find the kill.
Trying to hang on there, looking for the leap. Use the lash there just to try and sustain himself, because a lot of people don't remember the lash, actually, when he's hit a target, you get lifesteal off that as well as you chunk it down.
That's right. At this stage, it's 25% lifesteal, but with Divios picking that back up, the target will switch back to D, and that's going to allow them to take the Gold Fury either way. It seems Kiki doesn't have his ultimate up, and thus no space protection.
No one does. I mean, they're looking at it, but I don't think there's going to be any save, although we've seen some crazy plays around the Gold Furies. Once again, some damage onto the Gars, forcing the beads again, but it looks like TSM, they should be able to secure this Gold Fury.
Yeah, it's very low. TSM's got it there. Beautiful play. 1,500 gold. No, wait. No, it's not.
Oh, Thanatos though coming in. Weekend did manage to find the Cypher. Now if he can find the dunk. No, he cannot. Denied, says Devios. I'll leap away as the Gauze re-engages.
Oh, another huge stun. Why are they not paying attention to Allied? The crypts are going to be emptied. Ionic's going to get picked up. They could pressure into this tier 1, but it looks like Incon's going to choose the better of it and back the rest of them pushing right in. This is going to be a 1v3.
It's a good fight for AFK, but they just lost the Gold Fury. The tower in mid lane already went down as well, Jeff, so they're just trading back what they lost earlier.
They're trading back what they lost earlier, but I really want to point out that Allied's ults have been fantastic this whole game, time and time again.
As much as I want to give Allied credit for this is less about Allied. Okay. I mean, his positioning is perfect. The ults have been placed perfectly, but why isn't TSM turning around?
I mean, she's beautiful.
To be fair, though, right, at this stage of the game, are you more afraid of the Medusa, the Kali, the Thanatos, or the Outwash? Or the Incon coming in to taunt you all into a mall? Like, those guys of TSM have to deal with all those multiple threats, and then they're like, oh, damn, I forgot to turn around for the Allied ult. You know, it's so many things to deal with.
Well, Divios 17 right now. Iqbal online, Frostbound Hummer coming up next. This is going to put him in a position to counter Kali directly. If Cyclone Spin can keep his beads online, he'll be able to put himself in a position where he can bait out the disarm and try to reapply. Remember, Divios is his target, and it's very important that they find it. For some reason, we don't have a weakening curse on the side of TSM. For that, we should be looking at Divios for
Divios now.
But he's already got teleport. He needs beads.
Potentially, yeah, he's going to have to look for beads at some point in this game. I mean, I love his build, though, because he can actually directly counter 3 gods in this game. Thanatos, obviously physical, as well as Medusa, as well as Kali. He set himself up for the late game.
Yeah, one of the great parts about having a warrior, specifically Bologna, out of the solo is her job is to stop auto attacks.
Yeah.
And that's building to make his job easier.
That's what 2.5 of these gods do.
But remember, there's going to be a Frostbound Hammer built, and we have 2 Ancient Blades on the board as well. Witchblade actually does get debuffed by Frostbound Hammer on the same side. Iana going for the blink will find only
but look who's got up. Weekend's trying to force them back by taking to the sky himself.
Can't do it. Oh,
he's going to go in. Will he find the Scythe? No, he will not. Now he's going to get walled off. There's no backup, though. Boost does not find the hammer, but can Gars rather?
Oh, Gars doesn't find it. We can still probably going to go down here. Athena ult wasted as well. Kiki's Crypts not going to do enough as Snoopy, circling the drain there as he funnels down looking for Allied. Not going to find it. Kiki able to escape. Still, they find one. Weekend's initiation wasn't strong enough.
I mean, I don't think Weekend had to initiate that.
I actually was going to bring that up. I love the ult from Weekend. I don't think
great defensive work. Oh, we've got to fight in the actual. Still going on Cyclone.
That kill. He didn't get it.
Nope.
Ally took it.
He did manage to take that one away. Did Ally once again as the wall comes out from Gars. Incon trying to zone out. There's the target. It's on Ionic, but once again, Kiki this time going to bring that one down. The chase is onto Apollo, who is very low on mana.
That's right. He has no escape here. There's a possibility he could get this off, but a beautiful double stun coming out from TSM. Incon, though, still finding the kill. This winds up being a pretty big win for TSM.
Incon's still chasing this one now. I'm not sure if he's got Blink available soon, or that preemptive strike was just used. I'm not so sure.
They're jumping for it. Cyclone Spin chasing this down. He's going for Gars. No, he's not going to find it. But we do know that either Gars or Boosh, once again, is the target.
Is it the second again? Incon trying to stop the delay back here. If he can find the reach, that would force it to back anyway. But Gars going to back away. Tier 1 tower will fall down in the mid lane. Mid Harp, he's up soon too.
You know, I think you nailed it there. The threat of the reach forced him to run back slower. And they got 2 towers there. That's 1,000 gold. Let's go back to the graphs.
Back on the graphs, you can see the swing. Now AFK with a lead in experience, only 1,000. However, gold, still 2,000 in their favor. I mean, Jeff, as it stands right now on this map, I mean, who are you favoring so far? It's close.
So it is very close. I'm still favoring TSM slightly just because Devios' build, but
yeah,
Kali's, it's getting later and later and later and later.
By the way, they didn't go Witchblade at all. I thought one of them would do it. They both go into Wingblade, and I love this. Adventurer's Blade online for both. Now remember, this is cooldown reduction, movement speed, slow immunity, health, and attack speed. Massive stat gains.
Massive stat gains for the whole team as well, because it's going to help them out just to be able to box against them for the most part.
Winged Blade is far and away one of the best items in this game, and especially when you're against an Alposh, at some point in the fight, you're going to be slowed. You're always going to get something out of this item.
Right, plus they have Heavenly Agility, which means they should be able to counter the Crypts.
Yeah.
At this point, Kiki should be looking to change his plan up. They're not looking for initiations anymore. They're looking for counter initiations. They're going to use this as a deterrent. kind of giving the field back to them, allowing Cyclone Spin to come in later. What we're going to look for is Kiki is going to wait a long time in these crypts. If he uses it early, before the Heavenly Agility is popped, expect TSM with big counter initiates, and they're going to take the fight.
Well, the Gold Fury is just spawning, and you can see both teams in a sort of position to deal with this one as well. War coverage will be important. Hopefully we get a listening soon with either of these two teams and see exactly how they're going to play this Gold Fury out.
Yeah, it's getting to the point of critical mass here for both teams. This Gold Fury is very important. At this point, it's 1,500 gold on the line. I know I said it last time. That was just kind of like maybe a mistake from the last patch.
Inco got to find the blink and put the pressure onto Snoopy.
Snoopy's
A lot
done.
of damage, but he
He's done.
dashes into where Allied was. And after a reach and Incon's speciality, the Gold Fury, they're under threat, and Weak is dead. No Aegis!
Beautiful. Aegis. Incon's going to pull the Gold Fury. Weaken's still alive. Is he going to sacrifice? No, he's going to go to the back line here, and it looks like escape. Allied this time not going to find the Petrify. Gar's looking for a target here. Not going to find anything. He's going to go back. Incon's going to avoid it, and Gold Fury's looking pretty free.
We should be able to listen in, hopefully, to AFK Gaming now and listen to themselves as they set up for this Gold Fury.
They have Off-Watch and Kali on.
Watch for tone. I can't really get tone.
They're just keep resetting. We're wasting time.
Yeah.
Who's up in 10 with ulti?
Yeah. Just tell me if they pull.
Just what?
Can we maybe beta fight? Like, Snoopy's up. Yeah. I'm ulting. I got
I'm
two.
up in 5. I'll have Heavenly when I
That's
land as
Off-Watch
well.
roll. That's Off-Watch roll.
Up in the air. Kali's on
One
guards.
Allied. Look at
Kali.
Nice
Allied.
shot.
Allied.
I need
One
Allied.
Allied.
I'm on the way.
Call in the
Boosh, I'm
back,
coming to you.
call in the
Boosh, I'm
back.
coming to you. Boosh, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Help backline.
Oh my god.
We're killing everyone.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Not backline, not backline.
Actually,
Yeah.
I want to attack.
He jumped over the wall.
Can we do gold? Can we do
Yeah,
gold?
do gold, do
You
gold.
can stop him from backing.
Yeah.
He's like here.
Just
With no
fuck with him.
jump.
Okay, I'm coming. Stay on it,
This is
Divius.
old.
Can you dash? Oh, you're
Nice.
Oh, I didn't have
Nice.
dash.
Dang, that was close.
We need to look for.
He's like right ahead. I just want
Athena.
someone to tank it so I
Can you go look for him? Yeah, can you go look for him?
back around? Careful.
All right, you heard TSM run through that. Beautiful play. I really like the way that Snoopy completely countered the ult by waiting to Mez at the end, but look at Incon. So greedy. He's looking for the confound.
He could find this.
I think
Incon,
they see
master
him.
of steals.
They see
Can he
him.
find it this time round? Weakening curses use. Mez from Snoopy, though. And Snoopy still tanking the Gold Fury here, though. Will they find the kill in time? They will.
That was really good play from Incon, but Ionic was very smart to spot that out. I don't know if they knew the whole time. It didn't look like he stepped into a ward. I'm not even sure how he saw that, but it was a really good play.
I mean, the TSM as well, we listened to their comms there. They seem very, very relaxed in that situation. I mean, a little bit worried about Carly, though, but they said, we're winning the fight.
What I loved about TSM is they never stopped talking, and really what stood out to me there was Snoopy saying, I'm up in 5, I have my ult, I have my heavens, I'm coming in, and he was just very, this is what I want, or this is what I'm doing in the fight, and it was very concise.
Information. That's why we buy wards, right? Information is the #1 way to win a Smite game. But with this, if you're communicative, right, it's better than wards. It tells you so much information. Like, okay, if I see on my map that Apollo's not here, I'm trying to fight considering Apollo's not there.
Someone that is here is Cyclone Spin, and Incon's about to join him. Devios being 3-manned at the moment, but re-engage with the Eagles rally. Is Weekend going to come in? Is he watching for the reinitiation? Nope, they're going to commit for Devios before anyone could arrive.
Now, Cyclone Spin, remember, did go down to Apollo. Apollo's going to put himself right in the thick of things. Cyclone Spin, of course, still has his ult as well. They're going to look for Snoopy here. Weekend already falling. That's a 1-for-1.
Weekend does fall, but now Incon is here on the front line as Cyclone goes in, looking for damage onto Ionic as the crypts have been emptied across this whole fight. Kiki has to back away as Cyclone's still chunking, but he's very low.
He's got
Full
it.
heal.
Oh my god, I thought it was Snoopy. Apparently Ionic got the kill. Snoopy is now the target. Cyclone's going to go real deep for this one. He's actually going to bait out. Doesn't have his stun. Going to look for Boosh. Walks out of it. Needs one hit on Snoopy. No, it gets stolen away. And it will be Gars. But they still find a massive win. Deicide. AFK did not control Kali, Incon, or Allied in that fight. And thus, big win.
Not sure if they can get the tier 2 tower in right here off the back of that, because there's only 3 minions in this wave. Bit of jungle available, though. Would you risk over the tier 2 here with Incon there?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can get it. I can
Teleport.
They
Have
can
enough?
definitely get it.
Teleport.
Good shout. Will he teleport in is the question.
He's got
Devios
2
up
seconds.
right now.
Yeah, he's coming for it. He's got to go for it. Is he going to get there in time is the question. There he comes, but there's no tower to protect him.
I'm surprised I let back to way there. I guess they're worried about the whole reinitiation of the team. Devios going to continue the chase onto Incon. Heavy hammer completed, so those slows are going to start hitting. Eagles rally on Allied's face.
He's trying for it. I don't think Divios is going to have this. I love the fact that he baited out the kill to get the Sentry Ward. That's such good play. Divios saying, oh my god, look how scary I am. And then right in the thick of things, as they turn their backs, he gets the ward.
But he's chasing them away so they can try and potentially go for some sort of play here as well. Just make sure they can't just back lazy.
Really, what I love, like you said, he pushed him out, and what that's going to allow TSM to do is, you see Ionic and Gars coming up here. They can get position back for wards.
Well, talk about because now Divios overextended. No Eagles rally available, and there's a 4-man army here. No one in position to defend. But what is the rest of TSM doing? They're on the Fire Giant, DM.
Incon blinks in. He's going to recognize that the Fire Giant's still full. He's likely to fall here. Weekend trying to save in the back line. Incon very, very low. Wait for that to pop up on the screen as we look at Weekend. Aegis will save him for now, but he will fall. Boosh, very low. Cyclone Spin finds the heal, but he's tanking the Fire Giant. He turns his sights. He's going to have to get out of here.
Falls up, though. Dagazi is going to come down the backside looking for Ally. The double tap connects, and Snoopy with the in-hand to secure it. Kiki is going to fall down too, and Cyclone, well, he's just going to back.
I don't know if they're going to have enough time. Incon still alive here. Somehow was able to get out of that. He's going to try to book it. They have Snoopy up, though. That's all they really need. He's tanking up well. Gars hasn't taken too much damage.
They can't get there in time.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they can get there in time. They're still going to be able to bring this one down as long as they juke it well enough. He had to use the moves because he had to reset as well. That means that Dagazi is getting lower. And here comes Incon. Can Incon find the play here? They're turning their attention to him. He's going to get a double kill, and Cyclone is here too.
That's what I'm talking about right there. He gets in for the confound, pulls him right into the double lava pool because they didn't stack the Fire Giant correctly. Cyclone Spin dodges. Cyclone Spin forces him out. Cyclone Spin throws in the lash. He's going to turn for the target. There's nowhere for him to run. He's looking for it. Shield of the Underworld has been popped. Lash comes through. Full heal. Fire Giant still there. Fire Giant in favor of AFK. The turnaround is real.
Turnaround is real, but how many members are alive? 4 members at the moment. Get the Fire Giant only allied without it in that engagement. And what a play from Incon.
What a beautiful taunt. That is one of the best plays I think I've seen.
It's all about the patience, Jeff.
Yes.
It wasn't really patient. It's like he got there as soon as he got there, he taunted. Like, it wasn't patience.
Well, no, he waited for Ionic. The lava pools came up, and he just sucked him right into it.
Cyclone coming into that was the biggest issue there, because Cyclone made that fight turn around as well. Take into account Fire Giant and Golf, you don't hard reset anymore. Back to full HP have dropped. So it was slowly regenerating. Incon and Cyclone had the presence of mind to keep it aggroed.
And once, Cyclone forced away the abilities and the kit coming out from Gars, he had nowhere to run. Not really sure about the Shield of the Underworld here. It doesn't seem to be having the same level of benefit that you would expect. But Jeff, really lead us through that one more time. Incon, one of the best support plays we've seen in a long time.
He comes in and he does exactly what he needs to do. He found the taunt he needed. He got him under the pools. Cyclone came out in, and that was it.
I think the big thing to note about that whole fight, though, is what we saw was Divios zoned out the team and got TSM the opportunity to do the Fire Giant. It was a great play from him individually, but the initiation from AFK made it that they ended up losing the fight, but 2 members got out alive. Issue was, I think, is that they didn't have as much damage as they thought, and Snoopy thought they were going to burst it harder, had to use the moves to reposition himself from getting hit by the lava, and it just changed that Fire Giant completely.
All right, so we're going to see the Gold Fury pulled here. I don't know if TSM is going to make a stand. While we're looking, let's take a look at the graphs. You're going to see a 1,500 gold spike. This is going to give the advantage back to AFK Gaming in gold. They already own the experience. They've got the Fire Giant, and they're going to be looking to really put pressure on these towers.
But that's the first time in the game we've actually seen the gold league go into AFK's favor, even by a small margin, really. Incon going to come around the back, find Divios. Divios not going to panic, though. He'll eat that taunt and then just continue. Put the pressure on with that heavy hammer. Actually, Incon's in trouble.
Divios can't panic. He doesn't have beats.
Well, there's nothing he can do, I guess. He's just like, well, okay, I'm just going to eat the taunt.
So they're going to push in here. Ionic is the guy to keep your eyes on here. He's looking for that big blink. Oh, no, but he can't blink. Oh, wow. Incon right to the back line. Decent damage. Allied actually finds Ionic looking once again.
Finds him looking because of the taunt hitting on the backside. The tower does go down. They can continue the siege here, though. Fire Gianted up. They're all still full health at the moment. And the boys of Team Solar Mid are really backing away here.
Well, you take a look at Boosh. He's out of bombs here.
What are you going to do in that situation? Ionic, does Ionic still have his ultimate available? He does, but they're just not feeling it right now. They're just going to back away for the time. They're going to give up the towers and lose some gold.
It's really, it's so hard to fight a team that's ahead with Fire. You can't make your final stand on a tier 2. It's just, it's not strong enough.
That's kind of like the poke phase, right? You try to do as much damage as possible. The issue is that Boosh was kind of panicking there. He threw out a lot of the bombs very quickly just to deter Incontinentia, and it wasn't enough.
Wall connection from Dagaz, but he's going to back away from that. As once again, Incon in the mid lane, got to find the taunt. This time onto Snoopy, but the damage is actually real on Incon, and he may go down here.
That Rathatara was a really big swing right there. Not only finding a huge big... Oh, my God. Is that Kali's target? Divios already very low. Doesn't want to give it a Cyclone spin, but Cyclone was full. They wind up trading very, very well there. Divios for Incon winds up being an even trade, in my opinion.
Did you see the backup from AFK there? Because Degaz was in the air. They knew the reinitiation opportunity was available. They backed away from it. Athena still has ultimate. Cyclone still has ultimate. And once again, they can begin the siege.
Now, again, we don't know who the target is. Expect Cyclone to try to rush that down. He has gone into that Titan's Bane and Shinsai, so he has the major penetration. He has 87% penetration right now to his target.
We can keep swinging around the back here, just causing issues.
Something I do want to bring up here is, while Incon does have his ult, it's very hard for AFK to siege right now. They lost their front line. That's who was starting all of these, or most of these fights. So that's why you see them not going for that tower.
Exactly. So 5 seconds in now until we'll see Incon respawn. But the boys of AFK got to return to the jungle for the time being. Can't find that tier 2 tower. As you said, he was the real frontline engage for him. And everybody else was peel off that basically and just reinitiate afterwards.
Well, Fire Giant coming up in 49 seconds with that. They're going to clear up the jungle, back and spend gold. Obviously, let's take a look here, Clumsy, at gold in hand.
Gold in hand, as you can see on your screen. 2,700, sorry, 800 exactly now for Kiki in this mid lane. Already has Spear finished as well. We're going to be seeing Rodder Tahuti here. Gemini of Isolation. Where do you think this is going?
He's got the tiny trinket online. This could be a Pythagoras piece, perhaps. More likely a Bancroft's Talon. Going into a new item entirely would be strong, but...
There you go, Chronos Pendant.
Chronos Pendant and finish the combat blink. Exactly.
And on top of that Cyclone spin, you did see have 1,800 gold in hand as well. I believe he just went... No, he's not gone back yet, but he's already got Titan's Bane online. Next time, we're looking for some sort of defense item here, DM?
It's possible. Honestly, I'm still looking at Kiki, right? Remember, lifesteal, what you're going to get out of the tiny trinket, is such a big deal in Opwash because Empty the Crypts, every single one of those ghosts is single target, which means it's 12% for Bancrofts on lifesteal or 25% from Pythagoras piece.
Fire
Serious
Giant
lifesteal.
has spawned once again. The boys are setting themselves up for this one. Let's see if we can have a listening once again to their communications and find out how these plays are going on.
They have a ward right. They have a ward right here.
I got poked out a little bit.
Can you counter?
I need a back. There's nothing in the hole.
They have a ward here.
Be careful,
Right.
I'm backing.
Right on
I'm
top of me.
backing. I'm backing.
Okay, wait for me. I'm pushing right.
No,
Push it right.
Mirror,
Careful,
mirror,
careful.
mirror.
Bologna's mid. Bologna's
I
right.
need to heal up right.
Bologna's in front of me.
Yeah, I'm fine. They're all around the gold. They're countering again.
Do you get a good
we're
taunt? I'm here. That's his hammer.
Bologna's still in front of me.
Okay, no sure. Can we go
in front of me
Bologna?
still.
Yeah.
We can't make Bologna our main target.
Don't commit too hard.
can do
That's a
it.
shield. That's a shield.
Okay,
That's a
that's
shield. That's a shield.
They're looking
going
for a
in.
re-engage. I got
Follow
Bologna from the side. Careful.
Dot on two.
I'm good.
I'm really low.
Careful.
He's really low.
Careful.
The second
Alex,
one,
look
yeah,
at
that's
it.
We try to
Go back
go.
down, watch fire.
My heavenly's down.
We can hold
We
them.
can call it. They're gonna initiate here. So
We can. Cyclone's low. Watch out.
They have a ward right here. They're starting it.
Okay.
They are starting it. It's at half.
Bologna's at half.
Okay.
Bologna's at half.
Coming.
Careful,
We
he's
gotta
gonna go
go
key. He's gonna go on key. I'm at link.
I can ult.
He's in combat. He's in combat.
Watch out.
It's a half. It's a half.
Tall on the
Careful.
side.
Go on, Apollo, go on, Apollo.
Doors there.
I'm on Sylvanas.
I'm ulting.
All the bombs are down. All the bombs are down.
Thor in the back.
Thor really low.
hammer down.
Thor in the back.
I'm out.
Corpses up.
Yeah, go.
They're really low.
They're creeping.
Nice.
Apollo
Put his dash
down.
down.
Apollo. He's ulting. Kill him.
Nice. On the left. Kiki. Help. Kill Divios. Fuck this guy.
Kill Divios. I'm looking at mid. Somebody get it to mid with me.
Nice.
I'm here. I got Agni.
I'm
Nice.
coming. I'm waiting for the dash.
Coming over.
Dash. Right?
That's his beat.
Nice job.
Nice.
Yeah. I agree.
Push. Oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Careful, ally.
Oh, it's
holy shit.
my gosh.
Oh my god. Careful. Let him lifesteal.
Get Phoenix for sure, and then probably
Let him
fire.
lifesteal.
Phoenix the
Can they actually end here? They called for the end after that whole engagement, DM. I mean, it went really well for them. They're all still alive.
Well, Cyclone Spin's target is Ionic now, which means he's getting 87% penetration. He can tear through that tank build like a hot knife through butter.
Well, they're not going to actually end. The call is going to be to default back. I think that's the right call, though, Jeff.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when you're at LAN, if you think it's a risky end, you know,
Play
it's
it
okay.
safe.
Play it safe.
Play it safe and go for the option. The Fire Giant is going to be that option for them. But during that whole engagement there, you could just hear the comms from them, DM. And it was like they were all over the place, but very, very clear on where their targets were going to be.
What I loved was
please.
that they respected Thorol the whole time.
There's the target, Cyclone in the backline. You're going to see guards take to the sky here. Incon in a little bit of trouble. Weekend trying to answer back. Crypt's going to be used. Incon's out and safe. Fire Giant gets taken by AFK. They're going to find 2 kills in response, but you got to love the attempt by Team Solo Mid.
Had to make the play there. There was no other option for them. Worst case scenario, they die and they just reset because the boys of AFK probably going to back after that anyway.
So we have a Brawler's Beat Stick coming out here on Kali. No attack speed for the chin size, which is a little bit strange, but he has now, what's that, 18% or 18 penetration flat from Executioner, 20 flat.
Do you reckon he's actually picked up that Brawler's Beat Stick just to help out with Thanatos' executes because of Wisps? Because we've seen once or twice where Weekend's gone up, he's been in execute range, but the Wisps have actually healed them back up just enough. He's been a team player?
It's Cyclone, so probably not.
That's why I was like, is he being a team player or should he be a player?
It has a lot of pen on it.
It does have a lot of penetration on it.
I mean, he's now going to be ripping them down, a total of 38 penetration and then 87% pen on the target after that.
And it felt during that whole engagement, the fact that I said, hang on a second, Incon does taunt in once again, forcing the beads out.
Oh my god, he's still going.
One more time from the Boosh. Incon just been a front line for his team. Left-hand side, Weekend's going to swing around as Devios actually back in the mid lane now, trying to reposition himself to defend the left-hand Phoenix.
I'm looking at Gars here. Gars is the playmaker for me right here. Of course, Ionic's going to blink in and get the Wrath of Terror. That's what he's looking for. Gars has been the second initiation for this team, and they need him to be on point. Snoopy taking a lot of damage will force this Phoenix, but there's the Gars. That's what we're looking for. Beautiful Wrath of Terror. Allied already down. In the back line, they'll trade one for one. Snoopy dodges, but still goes down to Cyclone Spin.
He does go down to the Cyclone Spin. Boosh is going to ages, but how long is he going to survive? Because Cyclone is on his backside, and it's going to be Kiki who finds that kill. Finally, Devios will probably fall, trying to find the Eagles rally onto Cyclone, but will not. And the dot damage will bring him down as the Phoenix falls. The side of TSM, they're going to go down 1-0.
Not only are they going to find the Deicide, not only the Phoenix, not only the Titan, but Kiki did it with a boy character.
That's the whole story of the game. He did it with a boy character. Typical DM.
Honestly, amazing comeback from AFK. The Deicide was unreal. Allied playing lights out. Straight up. I mean, Jeff talked about it before. Despite the fact that TSM probably should have been turning around there, the fact that he kept positioning the ults to get lucky, that's the point.
I love the play from Allied. All game, he just had fantastic ults and very good position.
To be fair, the only bad position I saw him in was right at that last Phoenix there where he died. That was the only bad position I saw him in the whole game. Petrifies were on point. Incon had a fantastic game throughout the whole series, throughout the whole game. I didn't see one bad mistake there from Incon. Constantly going in, taunting, finding beats for free early on, and then 2-3-man taunts, and then the fight giant.
One of the first things I wrote down, picks and bans phase, they forced the Bologna Ymir pick that we saw so favored in EU, and then Ymir completely got ignored. They grab Athena out of nowhere. The Athena wound up carrying the game for a long time. Bologna goes through, and they deal with it.
They dealt with it well as well. I mean, even the one thing I did like the most was the Fenrir ban to get away the Ratatosk ban, which set them up for their game plan. They didn't want to have to deal with the Rat, and if they got left up, well, they'll take it and not have to deal with the counter ban.
Honestly, you said before the game started, we chose first pick. We're going to throw him for a loop.
And they threw him for a loop indeed, because that's why we see AFK did win this one 1-0. It was great work from them, though. Obviously, as we look back through the whole game, is there like a standout play for you, Jeff?
It really was when Incon pulled them into the lava pits.
The lava pool taunt. Oh my God.
It was amazing.
Praise be.
Praise be indeed. So it's game one over with. Game two kind of be coming up soon. But what we need to do first of all is actually ask the analysts exactly how that all played out from their point of view over at the analyst desk with Adonis and F.
Welcome back, guys. What a crazy game. It was not one-sided, although